UGG just told us everything coming into 2026 in UGG VR, all the updates, brand new maps, brand new game modes, and so much more. In this video, there's so many crazy leaks, him talking about the new water map, talking about the new mining, and the PvP, and dragons coming to UGG. This video is insane, and it's going to be him talking about everything. Before we get into today's video, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys want more videos just like this on UGG VR. And if you like and comment and subscribe, and this video gets 2,000 likes, I'm going to be doing a bundle giveaway if this video gets 2,000 likes. All you got to do is drop your meta username in the comments, so if we hit 2,000 likes, I'm going to be choosing a random person in the comments to give it to and pin their comment. But the video has to get 2,000 likes. Also subscribe, join the Discord, and link it down in the description for fan codes that I host, like once a month. Also, go check out the merch in the link in the description, as the fly merch is going to be leaving very soon and it's going to be gone forever. We do have the mustard the cookie merch in the shop though, so go check that out in the link description. And I say, well, let's get right into this video. Check out my brand new creator code in UGG. It's currently in beta, but if you want to use it, this is how you use it. So whenever you purchase something, put the promotion code into the meta store. It only works for UGG Gold, not the bundles. So if you're ever purchasing gold and want to support my channel, then put this code in right now. It's going to be in the comment and in the link in the description. All you gotta do is copy and paste it, and then I earn a percentage of it, and it helps me out a lot. So this is how you do it right here. I've had a video on it, and that's the code. So if you want to go support me when you buy gold, that would be awesome. Thank you very much. Let's get right back in this video.
Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, I guess. I feel like it's been since before Christmas that we had one of these, but things have been great so far. You guys have been awesome, growing a ton. He's been growing a ton, and we had flying update launch, which was great. I would say like a total success as far as like reception goes. Seems like you guys like it. I know it's not totally complete and balanced and everything, but I do feel like based on just the numbers and positive feedback that you guys have dug it. We really prioritize just making it feel good, but moving forward, we're absolutely sure that things like everything gets balanced, and we'll talk a little bit about that today. Share some fun and stuff with you guys a little bit. I like quite as much. Soon we'll probably put together like an image of concept art and a whole bunch of other stuff, so that'll be fun to get that. But I'm going to talk short term long with you guys and then start going through questions. So yeah, 2026, we got a lot of plans, and with everything going so well with flying, there's a lot more to come. So the short term, this Thursday, boss battle should be coming. Seems to be going really well. We've been cranking away. Basically, we had a lot of different ideas, and where we landed, I think, is going to be the best balance for flying, not flying, teamwork, soloing. We really do want to push collaboration in these in these primary games that we're launching, or mini games, or whatever you want to call it, boss battles. And so we tried to kind of combine all of those things. So it's gonna be really fun. I might circle back. I know there's some questions about it and stuff, so I might circle back and talk details about this week. But for now, I kind of want to leave it up in the air, just at least partially. But the flap door, and sorry about the confusion, there was some just communication issue. The pterodactyl and the flap door are not one. I know that was a lot of back and forth. The flap door boss battle will be coming this Thursday, and really excited for you guys to try it out. We probably should have a beta available, if not tonight, by tomorrow. So also to everybody, make sure you stay to the end, because we got a fun for you guys. And Tara and Yum Yum, don't let me forget about that.
Roger that.
All right, I'm just gonna I can't really share this with you because there's probably too much insider information, but I am going to over this, so forgive me if I look like I'm but I just kind of want to share what's coming up for the rest of the year. So this month, like I said, this week, we've got the Flaptor boss battle, but we will be the next week having an update as well. The plan for now is to finally bring on the Dilophosaurus, with one of my favorites from Jurassic Park, obviously. So that will likely be a new hunter. We're designing it now, and it has kind of like a wind stuff. So we're debating between whether it's a hunter or I was going to do this in a poll, but I just kind of put it out there. The tanks were initially meant to be designed quite differently. We kind of called them a tankin for a long time. I'm leaning further and further into rebrand them to long necks. It kind of opens up a lot of opportunity for design and stuff, and Dilophosaurus. And anyways, that's a long story for another day. But anyway, Dilophosaurus is coming up, and I'm excited to release that. We also have what we're calling these. They are a daily login streak stack. Terry and Yum Yum, can you guys see this?
Good.
Yep, I can see it.
So everyone's gonna have day 1 login streak, obviously, bottom head, but then day 5, day 10, day 25, day 50. That's kind of like 50, yeah. Anyways, that's more or less where we're at. So some people I think will be able to get up to the 150 mark potentially since day 1, but we at least wanted to finally actually roll for, and this will be more of like a flex in your hut. I think they're coming along, so that should be coming to the game a week from Thursday. So make sure you guys have your daily login streaks as possible. That'll be coming with the Dilophosaurus. So as I get further out, I'll get a lot less specific as to what's coming in. But the week after that, I may have seen leaks, but the idea is that this is ginormous dinosaur cow. It's basically, it's almost the same size as the head of it is a giant waterfall skull. So we're kind of going back an inch. That is its udders sticking up out of the ground, so he's kind of buried, kind of been there for a long time, similar to the Triceratops. And these are kind of like the actual models of it. And this map is ginormous. So this is that kind of like milk puddle maybe like sitting in, creating simultaneously. And this is kind of going to be, this would be replacing Pig Valley, by the way. And so Pig Valley will be gone temporarily. They'll be, but this is meant to be kind of that casual. You go in here and you kind of just kill cows, play around in the milk. Should feel very, very similar to Pig Valley. However, we've got these like really long canyons that you can fly through or go fast through. And as you go through and kind of look through these sub canyons, you should be able to find alpha T-Rexes that will be hidden in these things. And this is huge, guys. Like this takes a while. I don't know if a lot of you guys have seen episode 1, Star Wars episode 1 in the pod race sequence, but the idea was like this is maps, so we're gonna fly around in a circle and explore the little. Tara, Yum, any questions or anything coming to the chat about any verify or anything that?
No, it makes sense.
All over the place. Yeah, we're good. It's all over the place for sure. But for what we're talking, like what you're talking about, it's
okay.
Edge of their seats.
Okay, great. Well,
wait, is this?
Go ahead.
Is this maybe instead of Piglandia? Because someone said rip Piglandia.
It is, yeah. So the ultimate goal of the map, just so everyone's aware, is that we are going to be cycling in and out, and virtually everything will come back in one form or the other. So Piglandia, yes, rip for a short time, but then we'll be going back and forth. And so at some point, what I'd like to have is virtually every single update at least has one map swap. We'll switch the Crystal Cave or the Ice Cave, the Boneyard, in and out at different times. And so I'll get into some of that as well. But yeah, it's bye pig. All right, so that's what's coming still the very last week of this month, the Vaca Valley, and we're gonna do the little cave. We call it the UGC cave, user generated content. Also, we thought it was clever, but it's not really like. Anyways, where all the fan art is in that cave, and you get the Discord kiosk and everything. Hopefully you know where that is, because I'll be giving you guys a secret combo at the end of this that should be redeemable. It's our first time trying it, so if you stick around, I'll tell you what that code is and some free nugs for. Anyways, where that cave is, we're going to be doing kind of an overhaul of it, and we're going to have community-driven goals as well, so that you guys can all work together. So excited to have you guys take a stab at that, and you'll be getting. The idea is you'll be getting. I don't know if this might all be stuff I shouldn't read. The Orosaur that you guys are designing right now, rather than putting that in a bundle or putting in the egg shop, the Orosaur is actually going to be free every single time you guys achieve like goals. So for example, we're going to say kill 1 million or whatever it is, and as soon as the community kills 1 million chickens, you get a free Orosaur. It'll be just like you get it from the egg shop, however it's up. And then we'll set another goal. And sorry, Tara and if that's your spoiler. I know we were message all that out. You guys just ping me, just Slack me a message if I'm.
Oh man, we were keeping that for later. No.
Sorry. All right, so yeah, that's all coming, and I don't think I'm allowed to mention it, but there's going to be a new type of bundle available as well. It'll be not as expensive, and it's not like our main bundle. That main bundle is going to always kind of that same cycle and everything bundle type. Totally optional. And more details will come on that. I just it's a partnership, and I'm not sure exactly what I'm legally able to share with that, but should be able to take advantage of that at a pretty low cost compared to the other stuff we have. So hopefully that helps. After that, I want to do an Ankylosaurus, like a kind of like an Unk Dino, but also like an Ankylosaurus. So it's going to be we're still designing that. That's coming after. Then here, I'm going to stop sharing because okay. Sorry about that. Something else that's coming out is a Crystal Cave 2.0 will be coming back. It'll be very similar to the Ice Cave with the Cryodon and everything. However, it's going to have an all-new Crystodon instead of a Cryodon, and the Crystodon is going to be kind of like made out of crystal shards instead of made out of ice shards. So not just a reskin, it will be like a new design and everything, but a new Titan, similar battle, a few new tweaks and optimizations. But then the idea is that we're going to have the proper Crystal Cave, like final form, and with the Titan as well as the Cryodon that winter time. And so you guys can expect that. After that, we're going to do like a weapon overhaul and add some new weapons and get those in a good spot. All of this is like, I don't know if you guys know, or like everyone might not know this, but we're still in early access technically, which is kind of like a little bit past beta, but also not like full release. And so the idea is we are trying to get all of this balanced. And so how we release the dinosaurs, when we release making sure that they all feel right, got a proper cadence going of like that, like this of the maps and everything. Once all that's set up and done, that's when we'll be like full release. UG is out there. I'll be out of early access. And so the weapons 2.0, the intent there is to finally go back to the weapons and properly balanced, as well as like the pouchies. Also, after that, we're going to have like a Stonehenge 2.0, which is going to have a lot of variation on the game. So it's not just going down and having the same game every time, but every time you go down, it'll be like a random version of different kind of like Squid Games kind of is more or less. And so we love the version we have now. It's like was one of our favorites, but we have a lot of other fun ideas, and you guys have come up with a lot of ideas too. So we'll have a new version of that. And again, every time you go down, you won't know what you're getting. My hope is to have like maybe up to 5 different variations. At least do 2 to 3 for sure, if not. All right, I wasn't sure if I was going to share this, but I'm going to just go ahead and share it because it's fun. But we're going to have a new volcano map. It's going to be so the Pig Valley or Pigtopia, and then Vaca Valley or Cow Canyon. Those two are going to switch. The Crystal Cave and the Ice Cave, those two are going to be switched. The Volcano is going to have 2 versions. You got the version you have now. That's the Magmadon version, basically. But I want to do a Dragodon version. So basically, it'll be the same map, but more for flying dinos. And instead of fighting the Magmadon inside of the volcano, fighting a flying Titan called the Dragodon. Yes, it will be a dragon. I always wanted 3 different types of flying dino like designs. They were going to be like feathered ones, since we all know dinosaurs had feathers. It's science too. But the feathered ones, like the swoop jaw. Then like the more pterodon looking ones like the pterodactyl and the flaptor, I'd consider kind of like look more like the dinosaur science books or whatever. And then I wanted to have ones that looked like dragons. They're still going to be gliders. They're still going to be dinosaurs, but I just like the idea of a dragon look dinosaur, right? And who knows, maybe there were some back then. Anyways, volcano battle with a Dragodon at the end. I've got some really fun ideas. It'll be kind of a hybrid of the Magmadon battle and what Thursday as well with the flaptor. And so we have a lot of cool mechanics with how to hatch. Like, man, I gotta get through this faster. This is only like through March, right, guys? So bear with me here. I'll get faster. We're gonna have like an Easter egg hunt update, so that should be fun. As well as merch will start coming out officially as well around that time. So cool tie-ins, proper merch. Look forward to. Dino training. I talked about that a lot, and there's more we can go into it, but I got to get through a little bit faster. All right, so water and swimming update. I think that's going to come just before summer. We're going to do it right. It's going to be probably on the level of flying, if not more so, because not only are we going to make sure it feels really good like we did with the flying update, but there's going to be a lot more supportive content for that update as well. Like we definitely released the flying, and I love the flying map personally, how that was designed. And we intended to always release flying and then the boss battle, so it's not like we've really done anything different. But we just want to make sure that like there's just gonna be a lot of different more balanced needs. So we're gonna get it right. I think it's gonna come early summer, hopefully early June. Then we're gonna do a re-skinning of the boneyard to just kind of be like daytime. Not the Triceratops. That'll be for Halloween time, but a kind of a daytime sandy fun version. Not fun. It'll still be pretty hard to beat and stuff. But there'll be a new Titan in. Have plans for 4th of July, the PvP arena. We're working on that. I pushed it back a little bit further, so more like towards the end of summer, mostly because I want to make sure we don't. It's hard to not make it pay to win. That's something that's really important to us. Both the collaboration and making sure that this is more like if we have PvP, it's more of like a skill-based and team skill-based approach. So you still have that collaboration, and it's not just like whoever opens up their credit card and just like goes to town on buying the biggest upgrades and stuff. We want to make sure it's balanced and stuff. So I think that's going to take some. So we also want to do that right. Then we'll be close to hitting our 1 year anniversary, so we have something special in mind for that, but this is all way out there. Halloween update, we will be bringing back the Boneyard and the Triceratops. It'll be a much better version of all of those things. I don't know if you guys remember this, but we were literally working on the Boneyard while we were launching the game, and like the Halloween update for the Boneyard came like 2 weeks after our official launch, and so we were scrambling just to get anything out there. I'm glad you guys liked it. I applaud the devs and the artists for being able to do anything, because we were just after launch. So this next one should be then we have some fun plans for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving week was fantastic last time. Lots of fun playing with you guys. And then the Christmas update, just even better than before. But it will have the Cryodon return, and a lot of other maps will have some as well. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I think, unless Tara, Yum, anything that you've heard or think I should elaborate on before?
There was one I saw, and this might be more for me even, because I'm also curious about any updates for Steam. I know we've talked a lot about it, so you're welcome to pass on that.
No, that's actually a great question. I'm really excited for like the new products for everything. So I feel like a Steam update is much more likely than I would have said before. We're still debating on that, but I would say if it were to happen, it would probably be this year. If I had to bet on it, I would say 62% chance as of that's what Vegas is set up right now. But I do feel like I'm leaning in that direction. So would love to make it happen. Like, honestly, we would. It's just, you guys, there's so many things to balance, and that's just going to add one to check. And like, we're such a small team. I don't know. Like, I've been other team that run games and stuff, and they've got like 40 people on staff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know. See, we got Tara, Yum, myself, like I think we've got not even 12 right now, so, which seems like a ton, and they're fantastic, but to get all this done and to balance everything is quite a bit of work. Steam sounds fantastic. All right, anything else?
I got a couple questions at the end that I'm just saving here, if you have time.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'll get through these as quick as I can, and then, like I said, before you guys all start hopping off, make sure I get you there. I'll just spoil what it is, but there's a Discord code that'll be active from 30 minutes from now, basically, for the next hour and a half after it's over, and it'll give you 1,000 nugs. And by Discord code, I mean the Discord kiosk that's in game. So you'll have to go in, push the specific 4 combos, and don't go trying out a bunch of different ones. All right, Dragon TB. Do you think you might make more dinosaurs like the Triceratops in the hut, but others that take you different places? Yes, absolutely. I think we will eventually get there. We had plans for 2 other dinosaurs that were going to be at the hut launch. For one, we just got behind with development in general, but for 2, we hit a technical kind of like plateau. Like, we have been pushing the headsets too far for too long. Right now, we just started to trend back in the better like performance area. I think everyone got new headsets over Christmas break, which was great. Or a lot of people did, and so our performance has gone up just because people like finally got rid of but the headsets can't handle too much more, and so if we do add stuff, we have to take other stuff away, and also there's optimization stuff we can do on our side, so it's a combination of not adding more things we have better. So plan is to add more critters and mini dino pets to your hut. That will make your life easier, make it funner. So the short answer is I would love to. It's more complicated, but it'll happen one. All right, maybe 3001. What's the plan when UG runs out of space in the Dino deck? That is a great question that we have an answer for right now. Basically, that first sheet that has all the dinos is full. The next page is just going to be page number 2. And so for the first 2 pages of the Dino decks, I don't know if you know, but right now you don't have to select a dinosaur. You can actually just start going to the second page is Nubasaur. So we're just squeezing in it. So the first page will be the 5 that you have right now, and then so we'll have to add them with the current system. We'll have to add them. I think it's a 6x4. So sorry, every 25th dinosaur we'll have to make. So it should be pretty simple and straightforward. I hope it was for you guys. We couldn't think of something better. We thought about scrolling through for forever, but all right, Gibble. how will the PvP system work when you add it? Will there be a reward when you win? Will dinos with different levels have advantages? 1v1, FFA, team battles. Okay, so we talked just a little bit about how don't want to make it pay to win. It will be team based, so for sure, what we'd like to do is have like a clan system of some sort, and either in real time, just like you just go and you just kind of like choose who you're going to play with. We might do some balancing, but what I'd really like to do is just have it be so that you kind of have you normally lobby up with, and it's almost you guys just go into battle together. The things we're gonna not do is make it so that it's like gated, so that only one, like you can only have a Gatling gun, you have unlocked it. We're gonna let everybody have access to the same weapons. However, you are going to be your dinosaurs, and whatever armor you choose, and so there's going to be a little bit more complexity to like armors giving stat boots and everything boosts, so it's not just whichever armor has most health, and so there's a lot of balancing that needs to take place, especially now with flying dinosaurs. But that's why we kind of made the flying dinosaurs be squishy, so they're not OP, as well as not do very much damage with all of this, and so yeah, I don't know if that answers everything. Hopefully that's enough for now. There'll be a lot more to come on that, but I would say that's likely closer to 7 months out from now, so could be sooner though. Everything changes. If you would have asked me that same question a month ago, I would have told you it was. So Dinosaur Wrangler asks, how would mining work in UG? They were talking, there was a poll question about that. So anyways, there's a couple things we like to do. That would likely be part of the training that would happen. So you train your dinosaurs to mine and get you either bones or gold and everything. Also, we kind of have always liked the idea of like having dinosaurs things for you around your hut, keep it clean or grow things for you or stuff like that. It also could be that it's like a proper like digging dinosaur is another thing that we've kind of like tried to explore long term, like because obviously we have flying, but then like an earth-based mole type dinosaur or something. So there's a lot of different ways we can go about that, but ultimately I think it would probably more likely than not be something as part of the training. So to train your dinosaur to like harvest resources. Galaxy Gamer, will there be any Cryodon fusions? Yes, there will be. Not soon though, because the Cryodon's not currently available. We probably introduce the Cryodon fusion. Will you guys ever implement lore into the game as to how everything came to be? As those of you who have followed the journey, you know how much I love creating lore. So we have a baseline of lore that we are trying to figure out the best way to reveal it. With Monkey Do, we kind of like, we made the lore and then we made the game. And I don't mean we didn't make both at the same time, like we obviously were side by side, but the lore was almost the priority and then we tried to move around it. And with UG, it's not that we didn't have lore in mind when we started, it's just that we wanted to make sure the game was established before we worked ourselves into these like holes or corners where we couldn't figure out the lore based off of. So we have a baseline set of lore that we're anticipating. I just don't want to be locked to that or get out of a ring. So I love lore. I have a great idea. I just don't want to share that yet because if it ends up being, but that lore will also change of the actual, obviously. So just to be clear, in my mind, UG took place on this planet and Earth millions and millions of years ago. That's why we had that cheeky and sorry about that. The 67 million. That was intended to be like obviously a joke, whatever. But really all this stuff did go, and so that's why there's a Stonehenge, and we're trying to be like, oh, this is where Stonehenge. As maybe you know, the theory is that Big Bang and a big meteorite, and so we wiped everything out, and so all that's intended to come into play. And there's a lot of stuff with the evolution of where the UGs came from and how that we'd like to do. But again, I just don't want to release all that and then feel obligated to port it with the gameplay or the cycling and then adjust the bit. That was a way longer answer than you guys probably needed or wanted. I love lore, so stay tuned. All right, Ostapop, is there ever going to be a way to ride other animals than dinosaurs? Technically there already is. You can ride chickens, but we just disabled that. So yeah, and we also really like the idea of having some sort of train-like system of dinosaurs too. So like the worm dinosaurs that we had in the boneyard, like an underground subway would be what I'd like to have take you to like the PvP map or something. That's just like an idea and a concept that's like on a board. That's not like active development or actually how we're going to do it, but riding underground like dino worms and hopping on pterodactyls that take you different places and stuff like that has always been kind of the idea. So we do like that concept, and you can technically ride the dino chicken. That we had to do that when Minecraft came out, and the chicken jockey, we just like enabled it before the game even launched. And it was stupid. You just literally just mounted the chicken and hopped around with. I don't even know how you say this. Bo4, AB4. Would you ever consider adding a mutation system? When you hatch Dino, there is a rare chance for a mutation, for example, and these are just some of my ideas. Glowing, radioactive. This would change the colors of whatever the Dino is to green. Another example, such as make it shiny, make it glossy, and then add a rare ones that do some physical changes, such as built-in armor, bone armor growing out of it, called exoskeleton or something, or like mutations that make the Dino bigger and tank smaller and faster. I think we'll do most of what you're saying, but it'll be kind of in the existing systems. So like the fusion station would probably be one place for that, and then like maybe collars that do that, and then so fusion station, collars, and training, I think will kind of achieve most of what you're getting at here, more or less. So I want to say yes, we're going to do it. We're just not going to do it as like proper mutations, because we really do have the fusion and the training that kind of allow you to have an evolution. Originally, we did want to have like a proper, like you evolve your dinosaur breed, and we kind of landed it. This is back to what we were talking about, the draw guys. Why do you guys keep closing off new areas after the events are over? Like the Crystal Cave being closed, even though it wasn't ice earlier. Why couldn't it just be reverted back? Like now I can't get Golden Tooth or Beastosaur Chatterodon anymore. Yeah, great question. The short version of it is we have as many maps as the headset can handle and the network can handle. However, those will be coming back, and like I said, we'll be cycling through them. So right now, we obviously have 3 maps that are active at any real given moment. We have had moments of a little bit more than that, but in general, 3 maps. So we have Pigtopia, the Volcano, and the Flying map right now. Those are the 3 open areas. Pigtopia, or Pig Valley, will be closing for Cow Canyon. Still going to have the 3. I would love to open up 4 or 5 total. We just can't with the performance of the. Also, it hopefully makes it fresh and new. And we'll continue to kind of rotate out the alphas so that all of the like we're gonna have by the end of this year, we should have well over 50 dinosaurs. Probably at the rate we're going, we'll be introducing 4 or 5 new dinosaurs a month. So 50 to 60 new dinosaurs in the 25 we already have. We're pushing 100 here from now. So we want to make sure all those dinosaurs you can still get through all the different alphas, and big shop and trading and all of that. So great. Waffles Are Yummy asked, would there ever be a Dragon Rider bundle boss? Answered that right. Hopefully you guys that were here. Dragodon coming, hopefully coming. Okay, again, I should have said this disclaimer. Maybe we should have this like everything I say is subject, but I'm hoping that a Dragodon Volcano battle, which will be epic, March. When will the Crystal Cave open back up? Also before March, maybe even next month. Probably next month. I'm subject. Shrek's Mario 5-1. Do you have any plans to add a gun mount? I think we kind of someone asked this question before, and the original design actually was that the saddles were going to be a lot more substantial in their upgrades. And we considered having like proper turrets on the mounts, just like we have those turrets, and we love those, and they feel so good. And we actually took a Monkey Do turret and put it on a saddle and loved it until the other players started moving, which just like told. So the short answer is we kind of ended up with what we had to because of just limitations. It is something we'll be revisiting though in Weapons 2.0 is these properly like. Chicken asks, how long until underwater dinosaurs, and can we see plans for it? We have some concept art I don't want to release quite yet for it. It's not like super fleshed out, and it is further out. So I answered that before. Like I said, I think it'll be ish. Wiz Monkey GT, will there be armor for uglies to wear? We're gonna have something like armor that comes as like a power up at some point. At least that's part of the plan. It's further out. But revive part of the tech web. So right now we've got weapons and pouches and really it. But things like torches, revives, like bone conversion machines, like we've got some ideas for some fun stuff. Ugg armor is one of the things, but we haven't vetted those out. Torch guy, what do you think is the best idea you've put into and the work? Super loaded question. The best idea that's gone in the game. So I don't know if you guys know the team at Trash Games, but he and I debated for a super long time when we were early in the hunting phase of how we were going to mount the dinos and how we were going to ride them. At one point, we were like, oh, we'll just fuse into them and you'll just be the dinosaur. Problems with that because we'd have to design everything. And it felt weird too that you'd like become it. And so I think the thing that ended up working the best is just, if you've seen the movie Ratatouille, I just was like, guys, we just got to do Ratatouille. And I think that just ended up feeling the best. So you still get that gorilla tag movement, but it feels like you're actually controlling it. So it's how to accomplish that mech movement and mount and dismount. That's probably like, that seems simple, but it took us weeks and back and forth and tons of concept art and testing and all these things to nail it. So it's not necessarily like the idea, but the execution of the Ratatouille to it would probably be the best. Worst idea, I have a lot of opinions about that. I'm sure you guys, gosh, that's like such a loaded question. I feel like it'll be like super revealing if I really say that. Yeah, man, what's the worst idea I've had that's made it you would know this answer objectively? Tara, anyone?
If I guess wrong, I'm not I'm not going down on that ship.
It's the ugly sore. There, I said it.
What? No!
The most divisive dinosaur of all time.
It's beautiful. You take that back.
Poor ugly sore. Yeah, we'll leave it to the eye of the. If I had, no, I'll come back to you guys on that next time. Let's put that question on the next. All right, April Fool's plan, the rapid fire ones. Are these from you guys or is this? Oh no,
that was all just from the last ones were.
General ones.
Yeah, all the same that we found. Just
yeah, we got a fun April Fool's plan. We'll see how intense we go with it, and no promises on. But and we can't tell you. Easter plans. There will be new. So yeah, kind of already. Questions from Yum Yum and Tara. Oh, for you guys. But Tara, you said you had some questions. Do you want to go over your questions?
Yeah. Okay. So JBot asked, for the water map, do you think that you'll need like that the Uggs can breathe underwater, or will they need special equipment, or like will it be a drowning system instead of water enemies?
That is a great question. So I honestly feel like relative to the game in Monkey, we nailed swimming in water. Like the devs that worked on that game, they did a fantastic job. In that one though, you're just the monkey, obviously. We played with, just decided to completely ignore it. It seemed like the funnest way to go. So I'm very inclined to that. So I hear you, and I want to make it make sense. But for now,
that's funny. I kind of like the idea of like having to feel panicked about it, but you're right. That's probably better not. So Kettle asked, are you going to add dino abilities like fire breathing for the Magmadon, like a fireball, things like that?
Yeah. So part of the training, we do want to have like either class or even dino specific that you can only get for that dino. So like, for example, we'll have a roar that any dinosaur can. That'll be like a training module or upgrade or whatever that any of them can. But then the Magmadon will specifically will shoot fireballs, and then probably like the Dragodon would also have that same fireball blast. Then you'd have a tail whip for all the like a Torque Nash or whatever upgrade. And most of those upgrades will likely happen through bones. We're still kind of working through all that. Again, we're trying as possible while also we have the Shin system.
Makes sense. Also, Scooby was asking if I can ask what the cow will do. Can we say it all? We don't have to.
The big cow or the little cows? Because the little cows are basically there's going to be two versions though. So the female cows without the big, they're really just going to be pigs. The bigger cow, the bulls with the bigger horns, they are going to do a little bit of kind of a fighting back, but they're not going to be a problem. But the big cow, should we talk about the big cow?
I think we should leave the cow a secret, maybe. We've already said too much. All right.
Okay.
CG Griff was asking, will there ever be a way to repair your armor with items or a smaller amount of bones?
That would be kind of like part of the. So we have this idea of like buckets of water or like water balloons that would give like health revives, and then the other idea for like armor that you like a wrench versus the armors. We do have that idea, and it's kind of part of the we have the weapons 2.0. Hopefully all of that coming before, and so yeah, we like the idea. It should be good. I guess that being said, that would be for out and about. But I do like I've always liked the idea of like replenishing the armor you have at the tech stick. Just as like a way, because if you have armor that's like got like 100 HP, you don't really want to take it out in a big battle, but break it to get by like a fill up.
Yeah, totally. Last question on my end is about from Crispy. Would you ask about possibly having merch and plushies in the future? I'm not sure if we've talked about this before.
Yeah, I mentioned it just briefly. And I tried asking for permission to share stuff with everybody. I've shared it with the moderators, but there's mock-ups for that. That's why I asked the poll to figure out which dinos. I put the Magmadon in there because I just thought it would be fun. Manufacturing wise, it's actually really hard to do the Magmadon. I'm gonna do a couple. I always intended to do a couple follow-up polls, but I wanted to from you guys. I was really glad to see the Nubasaur getting. And so yeah, plushies are coming. It's going to be exciting. How much I don't know how much I should say because it really is still up in the. We're working hard to make that be right and have a real extension of the game on our store. But I do appreciate content creators and all of you guys for filling in that gap right now for big fans who represent. So like great job doing all of that, guys. And I would say look to those and buy that. Anything else